Hello and good morning. My name is Rocco Williams, and I am here to give you a very brief introduction to the science team, our resources, and our curriculum. With that, we'll just jump right in. This is what the scope and sequence looks for a lot of our elementary science grade levels. Right here, as you can see, I've got second grade pulled up. And our scope and sequence is a little bit unique where in science, we do spend a lot of time diving deep into a single topic. So even here, if we're looking at the scope and sequence, I'm actually just jumping to unit 3, get all that beginning of the year stuff out of the way. But if we look at unit 3, for example, you can see we've got 24 days to cover 3 topics: rocks, bodies of water, and resources. And if you just do some simple math, you could allocate it in a way that says, okay, well, 24 divided by 3, that's 8 days for each topic. And you can change that as you see fit. So if you think that it's going to take longer to study water, then you could, take one day and give it to that topic and take it away from another one. So you do have some flexibility there within your scope and sequence. But, in general, a good starting point is just to look at that number of concept topic days, so that 24, and look at how many topics you have and just divide. So what that would mean in general is that we have 8 days to cover the TEK about rocks. That's 2.7a. So you might be thinking, wow, 8 days to talk about rocks. How do we talk about rocks for 8 days? Like, oh, that's a cool rock. But what we have here is we've created in the science department a tool that we call the budgeting tool. And it's really a way, budgets typically handle finance or money, but time is a resource as well. So we've created, what you see here is just a snapshot of the budgeting tool. And we'll have these slides in the presentation that you guys can get. But what you can have is, so there's a link to get you this, which will give you access to all the grade levels. You'll just need to find your grade level, and you'll click on the link, and it'll make a copy into your Google Drive, and it'll just open right up, and that's your copy. Now, as you can see, all the tabs across the bottom are for all of the months. So we have you covered for the whole school year. This very first tab is the sample month. So this is for 8th grade, so it's not for 2nd grade, but just so you can kind of see the concept, we have these, for each day, we have a drop down. And with the drop down, we have the 5 E's. So if you're familiar with the 5E model of instruction, it's very common when teaching science. If you're not as familiar with it, we have little definitions and examples over here on the sample page. And really what you would do is you would use these drop downs and this calendar to plan out your 8 days. So let's just kind of do that really quickly. So what you would see is in November, I go back, I think it was November 7th, was my first day for me to do my rocks. And so that's the first day. So that's going to be my engage. I've kind of started to fill this one out. And then I just count forward. So I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That last day, that 8th day is going to be my evaluate. And as you can see, I've already kind of filled this in myself. I allocated 3 days for my explore. I did an explain on that Friday, and then I did explain and elaborate, because I think I can get maybe 2 things done in that day. And then another day for elaborate, and then we're ready for the assessment for that evaluate. So in short, that is how you say, okay, I got 8 days to cover rocks. Oh my gosh, what are we doing for 8 days? You'd be going through that 5E cycle. Now, you might also be asking, so what does the engage look like? What does the explore look like? Well, those types of activities you can get through our resource. Our resource that we use in elementary is STEM Scopes, and we'll pull that up really quick. And as that pulls up, you may or may not have access right now, but STEM Scopes is tied to focus. So as long as you have science, like if you're giving a grade for science, then it will automatically recognize you and create your teacher account, and then also assign students as well. So you can assign students things in STEM Scopes. Some teachers love to do that. Some teachers just like to get it themselves, use it from the teacher view. Okay, so this is what a scope looks like in science. And we can go back out, and let's say we're using that other example of rocks. So it was 2nd grade, it's kindergarten. So I would go to 2nd grade, and we're talking about rocks. And so we have all the 5Es scrolling right here across the top. So you've got your engage, your teacher edition. So this is what will tell you kind of what to do on that engage day. For your explore, that's your hands-on piece, like what you think of as your investigation or your lab. And the explore teacher guide is really great. It has a tutorial video that kind of tells you everything you need to do for that lab. So that's fantastic. And then you've got all these things you can do for your explain and your elaborate, and it gives you lots of different ways that you can assess your kids. So once again, that is STEM Scopes. That's what you will have access to in ClassLink eventually. But you may have to be a little patient on getting that access. But in short, when we go back to our calendaring tool, that is what we would use to fill out these days. Put in the SE 2.7a, and then for engage, you would just write, hey, we're just going to do this quick activity. And then the explore, maybe it's 3 different stations. We'll do station 1, station 2, and station 3. So that is it. That was a whole lot of information. But once again, this is just a snapshot of all the different members of the science team. We've got 4 coordinators and 6 coaches. We would love to come out and help you and lesson plan with you and talk with you. So I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys are having a great time. All right, thank you.